Hey guys, today I am reacting to British vs American refrigerators by Lost in the Pond, so let's get into it.
Hello, I'm Lawrence and I'm on a quest to uncover all of the memos that Britain and America lost in the pond, and one of those memos pertains to kitchen appliances. And you may remember 47 years ago in the winter of last year, I did a video titled 5 Ways That British and American Kitchens Are Very Different. And to this day that video remains one of the greatest videos in the history of YouTube. And those aren't my words. Those are my mum's words. But despite this, there was one crucial element that was frozen out of the video: refrigerators. And so consider this video an addendum to that video. But of course, I'm in my studio. We can't very well have a hands-on video about refrigerators because I don't have one in here yet. So team, let's put everything down and follow me. Yeah, I've been in the studio for about 2 weeks, so it's good to get out of there and do sort of more relatable content, you know, while I walk to the other wing of my house. And 3 hours later, I've made it to the kitchen. On my left is the refrigerator. Please ignore the picture of the red London bus. I'm a bit lazy and haven't put it up yet. I'm not going to show you the rest of the kitchen
Or as I just call it often, the fridge.
right now because the camera lies and you might get the impression that we haven't done dishes because we haven't done dishes. But in the immortal words of Sir Winston Churchill, let's look at the fridge. And I know what you're thinking, he never said that, but in our defence we were working on 2 scripts at the same time and they merged. This is the fridge, a good old American fridge, or should I say, a freezer on top of a fridge. It is a mess inside. I just want to show you something that's inside my freezer that you won't find in most British freezers. So it's a special ice making machine inside the freezer, and as you can see from this, you can either set it to automatic or not. And let me tell you, this is the first time that my wife and I have been living alone together and we've had one of these. And when I'm sitting alone in the living room at midnight doing, it doesn't matter what I'm doing, and that thing goes off, it scares the bejesus out of you. It starts making a mechanical sound accompanied by banging, so it's not dissimilar to the sound of thieves. But I have to say, with summer on the horizon, I am excited to use this to make iced tea and to simultaneously avoid all of the angry comments from British people. And if you've been watching this,
It's nice to have ice so I can put it in like a smoothie or a milkshake. Or like a protein shake, you know, so I can put some ice in there.
Channel now for a while, you'll know that this ice making machine is very much in line with America's obsession with ice cubes. Famously, Britain hasn't really embraced ice cubes like America has, even in hot summer months, so thank goodness they embraced air conditioning. But there's one other reason that American freezers are more likely to be equipped with ice making machines, and it has to do with size. As is a
And if your fridge has a purifier in it, which oftentimes fridges come with nowadays, you get purified ice, purified water that turns into ice. So yeah, it's pretty nice, honestly. It's not just tap water that you get. It's not just tap water ice. It's purified water ice.
Common theme on this channel: everything is much bigger in the United States, and that includes this refrigerator. Just like the state of Alaska, it's been proven that this thing is 7 times larger than the UK. To be clear, this is just the freezer. There's a whole bigger section down below that's the main fridge. And on a side note, everybody now knows I do my videos in my pyjama bottoms. In Britain, fridges of this height do exist, but like accurate Winston Churchill quotes, they are rare. In fact, my experience growing up, and that of many other British people, is that the fridge is so low down that it fits under the kitchen counter. This might be accompanied by a frankly tiny freezer, in which you have room for a bag of frozen chips, a box of haddock, and some chalk ices, but then what more do you need? And I know what you're thinking, ooh, Lawrence, why the disparity in size? And it's because the pandemic has been unkind to my waistline. Oops, I've just remembered we're still talking about fridges. Well, there's a few reasons for this. Firstly, Americans tend to buy in bulk more than British people do.
We do tend to buy in bulk more often, but even in like cities and such, we still have not better but bigger fridges and such.
In fact, when I first moved here, I was stunned to find that people routinely brought home 25 bags of shopping in just their boot trunk. Additionally, it's worth pointing out that Americans are more likely to store things like bread in the freezer, taking up space that Brits are less likely to use in this manner. In Britain, our fridge-freezer combinations are typically smaller because, number one, we buy in smaller quantities, though admittedly on a more frequent basis, and number two, Britain doesn't have freedom. And so at this point, let's head back to the studio so that I can discuss one final but crucial point. I don't know, just put it with the other letters from Churchill's estate. So I want to finish this video by talking to you about two words: deep freezers. We've all seen them. It's those freezers that you find in the vegetable
They're pretty damn useful, yet pretty common in the US as well.
section of some supermarkets, where you open up the lid and the food comes up and down as opposed to in and out. I mean, it can still go in and out, but as opposed to a regular fridge which can't go up and down. Anyway, in the UK, the only time I saw one of these in addition to the supermarket was in my shared university campus kitchen. And the most enduring memory I have of that is I once put my jeans in it, and I haven't spoken to my dorm mates since. But in the US, I've noticed that deep freezers, particularly in larger family homes, do often crop up in people's kitchens in addition to the type of fridge freezer that you just saw. And I suppose it can be hard to imagine why anyone would want to freeze that much food. But not only do Americans buy in bulk more, when there's not a pandemic going on, they have housewarming parties, graduation parties, Thanksgiving, basically any excuse to have the whole family round every week. To fridges. That's it for this episode. Don't forget to follow me on TikTok at @TheLawrenceBrown, and be sure to subscribe to my channel so that my videos don't get lost in the pond. An American refrigerator-sized shout out to all of my patrons who make these videos possible. If you would like to become a patron of...
Alright, that was a great video. Really enjoyed it, honestly. Just because it's mundane, but like it's so relatable, just these terms and such. It was interesting. Edit. Taller refrigerators aren't as rare in Britain as I remember. However, the smaller units, like those I grew up with, are seemingly almost unheard of in American kitchens. I mean, we would call that like a mini refrigerator, a mini fridge. Sometimes they exist in big houses as well, or just people want them in their rooms or basements or something, or like pantries or bars, mini bars, yeah. Best part of that, let's increase the size a bit. Alright. Best part of that is that would be considered a small fridge by some American standards. True, could be, yeah. Yes, my refrigerator is at least 1/3 larger than that one. Seriously, the last time I saw a fridge that small was at my aunt's apartment 30 years ago in Tijuana. That is a small fridge. Yeah, okay. That is an apartment-sized refrigerator. Here in California, my refrigerator dispenses water and ice through the door, and I can crush the whole ice. My mother lives alone and has a refrigerator larger than mine. In Utah, it is completely normal, like everyone I've ever known well enough to be in their home, for a family to have one nice fridge in the kitchen, an old but working fridge in the basement or garage, and a box freezer. When we finally got all three a few years ago, I truly felt like an adult. One thing I've learned from Lawrence: if I ever move to the UK, take my appliances and the home central air system with me. Yeah, home central air system. Yeah, AC. No need. Legit, everything he said in this video about UK fridges and rarity was wrong. I don't know about that, but... well, you can get them now, I believe, but a lot of homes and flats don't have the room to accommodate bigger appliances. And just AC is really not as common. That's the smallest American refrigerator I've seen in my entire life, unless Lawrence is a giant. Lawrence lives in a Chicago apartment. Lawrence's refrigerator is an apartment-sized refrigerator, not the larger ones we buy for our homes, unless you're in an RV. Even a lot of apartments have bigger refrigerators as well. But yeah, you don't need it for sure. And if you're in a city, you can get groceries more often too. I'm single and I have a 3-door Samsung in the kitchen and a deep freeze in the utility room. In my defense, my brother-in-law said he'd have that body out of dead 6 weeks ago. Big American fridges shows one of the smallest refrigerators I've ever seen. Yeah, same, and I'm in Norway. My parents have 2 of those deep freezers too, in addition to a 170 to 180 centimeter tall refrigerator. and the freezer at the same height. I think the only fridges I've ever seen that are smaller are mini fridges in hotel rooms. Yeah, hotel rooms do have mini fridges too. Yep. Of course, you did leave out the most important appliance, the beer fridge. This is either found in the basement or in the garage. It can be anywhere from a dorm room sized fridge all the way to a full size, depending upon how many friends show up regularly and consumption rates. I personally went with the vintage look and have a 1950s Kelvinator in my garage. Let's check out a Kelvinator. Ah, so something along like the lines of that, maybe? 1950 Kelvinator. Okay, that's pretty neat. It's almost like a mini fridge, or is that even... That's not even that mini, actually. It's pretty big. I'm in Australia. We need big fridges and freezers because our weather makes everything spoil quickly if not refrigerated. England doesn't need big fridges. Just open the front door. Problem solved. Open the front door. England is really not that cold. In the winter, yes. Yes, the winters are cold, but food left out in the summer will quickly spoil. Even in the winter, it's not that cold. Especially as compared to the US winters, which are much colder. But our summers are also consequently a lot hotter as well. Like just harsh summer and harsh winter, at least in the north of the US. Yeah, this was really interesting though, honestly. I enjoyed it. So, if you liked my reaction, please click the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.